There are times when everything feels broken. Money's gone, people you leaned on have left, and hope seems to have evaporated into thin air. People don't get lost because they don't know where to go. They get lost because their minds can't carry the weight anymore. Yet even in all that chaos, there's one thing you can still save: your sanity. That sanity might be the key to getting back up. I'm not going to sell you empty motivational lines. I want to talk about real, practical things that keep your mind intact when life looks like it's crumbling. If you're standing in that place now, or worried you might end up there someday, let's walk through how to stay sane while everything's falling apart. Sometimes life looks like a jigsaw scattered all over the floor, pieces everywhere, no clear picture, and the frustration hurts. In that moment, the first step isn't to fix everything. It's to accept what is. We resist reality. I should have been better. This can't be happening. It's not fair. The harder you fight it, the worse the pain. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's stopping the pretending. It's saying, honestly, yeah, I'm broken right now, and that's okay. Saying that without shame is like handing your wound the permission to be seen. From there, you can start to move, slowly but genuinely, because no real repair happens without admitting what's wrong, and no real strength exists without the courage to face the truth. Your mind is a powerful tool, but when you're wounded, it can turn into your worst enemy. When everything's messy, the thoughts creep in. You're useless. You caused this. There's no point. Because those voices come from inside. They feel like facts. They're not. They're echoes of hurt and exhaustion. One rule I swear by: don't make big decisions when your mind is dark. Breathe. Put on a calming song. Hold something solid in your hand. Not to escape, but to ground you, to remind you that your thoughts aren't always right, especially when you're down. Sometimes protecting your sanity means not trusting every single thing you think. When things spin out, money in shambles, relationships fraying, mental health thin, we panic and flail and feel utterly untethered. But there's one thing you can keep: your response. You may not be able to change everything today, but you can decide to get out of bed. You can take a slow shower. You can choose not to open social media so you don't drown in comparison. Those choices seem small, but they're your power. Coming back to tiny, controllable acts builds a foundation for recovery. You don't have to fix everything at once. Keep one thing steady today, another tomorrow, and bit by bit your life stops feeling completely ruined. There are parts you can reshape slowly, surely. The urge and chaos is to disappear, isolate, cry quietly, hope it all just goes away. But that's when you need people. Not because they'll save you, but because they remind you you're not alone. Sharing isn't always about solutions. Sometimes one sentence, "I'm so tired," and one reply are enough to make life feel worth fighting for. You don't have to unload on everyone. Find one person you trust, a friend, family, or even a listener you don't know well. Even a small sharing makes the load lighter, and you'll realize you don't have to be strong alone. That's human, not weak. When your mind is exhausted, your body often gets forgotten. Eating poorly, sleeping late, skipping showers. But your body is the last home your soul has. You don't need to sprint to full health. Start small. Drink water when you wake. Wash your face. Walk 10 minutes. Sit by a window and let your eyes meet natural light. These aren't trivial. They're acts of self-kindness. When you care for your body, you send your brain a message: you're worth saving. Sometimes surviving is simply keeping this vessel going long enough for your heart to catch up. Our heads can be like a windowless room, crowded, suffocating with thought. If you keep everything inside, it will overflow anger, anxiety, or that hollow numbness that won't name itself. Writing is the window you can open. Don't write to craft something beautiful. Write to pour out the clutter. I'm tired. I'm lost. I'm scared. No judgment. No tidy order required. Turning thoughts into words helps you untangle what matters from what's just fear. It's not the final cure, but it's a clear first step toward understanding and gentleness with yourself. Outside life can become toxic when you're fragile. Scrolling through other people's highlight reels, their laughs, successes, happiness only deepens the sense of falling behind. That's normal, but you can protect yourself. Limit what you consume. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison. Turn off notifications. Take a digital detox. You're not running from the world. You're protecting your mind. The content you let in shapes how you feel. If you keep feeding it defeatist or irrelevant stuff, don't be surprised when your mood follows. Sometimes preserving sanity is simply choosing what you allow into your head. When life is chaotic, time blurs. Days melt into one another with no shape. A tiny routine can be your anchor. Wake up at the same time, make the bed, drink a glass of water, breathe, and say, "I'll try today." It sounds small because it is, and that's its power. A routine gives structure and a sense of control amid the uncontrollable. One small habit you do every day says, "I still have agency." From that, you slowly rebuild momentum. Don't wait for calm to begin. Start now. One routine, one step, and let the chaos fade a little at a time. We crave answers. Why did this happen? We want meaning, reasons, explanations. But sometimes life refuses to be explained immediately. You can cry all night and still not find a reason. That doesn't mean you're failing. Some things only make sense in hindsight. Your job now isn't to know everything, it's to hold on. Stay one more day, take one more step. Someday you'll look back and see why. For now, breathe, rest, and allow not knowing without shame. That too is part of keeping your sanity. We're taught to be invincible, but when everything unravels, guilt creeps in. I should have stopped this. I'm weak. I ruined things. Know this. Not everything is in your hands. It's not failure. It's life being messy. Forgive yourself. Forgive for trying even if the outcome wasn't ideal. Forgive your tiredness. When you forgive, you open the door to healing, not erasing the past, but learning without endless self-punishment. You deserve to heal. You deserve mercy. From the wreckage, people rebuild better versions of themselves. Maybe your life now is a landslide, but after a landslide, the soil can be richer. You can either stay in the rubble or you can start again gently. You don't have to be brilliant right away. Ask one small question. If this isn't the end, where do I begin? The answer may be fuzzy, but asking is already a start. Someone who can still ask can still hope, and hope means you're not beaten. So don't treat this chaos as proof you're destroyed. Treat it as the place you reboot into a stronger you. If you've watched to the end, it means there's still a flicker of hope. Sometimes that little flicker is enough to save you. If this felt comforting or true to what you're feeling, hit like as a quiet sign that you're fighting and not alone. Drop a comment about the line that hit you or share a small habit that keeps you sane when life tilts. And if you want more videos that aren't just quick motivation, but reminders to come back to yourself, subscribe and ring the bell. Here we don't preach, we grow together.